Thank you and good evening. Yeah, it wasn't me this time. We're gonna start with the approval of the minutes, which is a motion approving the minutes of November 19th, 2025, minutes of the regular meeting of the town board. Can I have a motion?
So moved.
Thank you, Glenn, and seconded.
Seconded.
Thank you, Robert. So all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you, and it's carried. Okay, we don't have any bid openings this evening, but we do have a public hearing. So, public hearings for proposed local law L of the year 2025 entitled imposing a 12-month moratorium on battery energy storage systems and battery recycling facilities. So with that, I'm going to read the legal notice first. So proposed local law L of the year 2025. Public notice is hereby given that there has been presented to the town board of the town of Vestal, New York, proposed local law L of the year 2025 entitled imposing a 12-month moratorium on battery energy storage systems and battery recycling facilities. Copies of said proposed local laws are available for review at the town of Vestal clerk's office. Therefore, pursuant to statute, the town board of the town of Vestal will hold a public hearing on the aforesaid local law at 6 p.m. on December 3rd, 2025 at the Vestal Town Hall, 605 Vestal Parkway West, Vestal, New York. At that time, all interested persons will be heard. And that was dated November 24th, 2025, and was issued by Deborah Wallace, Vestal Town Clerk. Thank you. Okay, so with that, we're going to open the public hearing. Does any member of the public wish to speak on the moratorium? Okay, so we're going to close the public hearing and we're going to go to the resolution. So the resolution to approve proposed local law L of the year 2025 entitled imposing a 12-month moratorium on battery energy storage systems and battery recycling facilities. So can I have a motion?
Yeah.
Thank you, Sue. And seconded?
Seconded.
Thank you, Robert. Any discussion? Okay, so all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. And it's carried unanimously. Thank you. So we're going to move on to supervisors updates. There's a few this evening. Oh, yes. Okay. Mhm.
With regard to secra, this is a part two, a type 2 action.
Yes.
It does not require a secret review, but I think someone should make a motion
Okay.
to declare this a type 2 action and vote on that.
Okay, great. So, well,
So I'll make a motion to declare this a type 2 action.
okay, thank you, Sue. So do we have a second to that?
Seconded.
Thank you, Robert. And so any discussion on it? Thank you. So all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Thank you. And it's carried. Thank you, Dan. Okay, so we're going to move on to the supervisor's announcements, and there's a few. So first of all, after a long process and a lot of considerations from different people, our personnel, we are very happy to announce that we can now build a carousel. So a little history. Months back, a local brother and sister inherited the pieces to a carousel, an original 1917 Herschel carousel, from their uncle. And through the Old Village of Union Historical Society, in honor of their uncle, Ted Warner, they donated it to the town of Vestal, hoping that we could build this carousel. Now, we are so lucky to have such talented people, and I truly mean that. We have an incredible town engineer, an incredible parks department. Their supervisor is amazing. Our highway superintendent, our new museum director does restoration work. Our parks people do restoration work. This is a huge undertaking. However, they have a plan, and we're well on the way of funding it. Now, this project must be funded entirely through donations and grants. We already believe that we are going to get a $300,000 donation, $300,000 grant from the state. Another really big, hopefully fingers crossed, donation from another political entity. And then, which when it comes through, we'll announce it. And also, the people who donated the carousel, their grandfather started a community fund. So they reached out to that community fund and they are promising $90,000 for the project. So we are making our way there, but we have a long way to go. The only way we're going to be able to build this carousel is through donations. We have a plan. We have the ability to do it. We have people who would love to do it. And we have members of the community now, now that they've heard about it and know that we are hoping to do it, are starting to volunteer to help us in a lot of different ways. And we really appreciate that. We do encourage all of our residents, please go to the website. All the details are there. If we are able to build this carousel, we have to fully fund just over $1 million. We are getting there, but we hope that all of our residents will consider donating what they can. Whatever donation would be appreciated. But donations of $100 and above will receive a permanent inscription on a wall that will facilitate a line going to the carousel. It'll be very nicely done because our park supervisor is coordinating it. You will have your name or your family's name or your business name permanently inscribed there. There will also be plaques for higher levels of donations. And for those who are very blessed and can donate even more, all of the carousel, all the horses can be individually sponsored for $10,000 each, or the chariots the same amount. And that would be for you alone. And you would have your name or your family name or your business name actually permanently on that forever. So that for your generation, your kids, for your kids, and for your grandkids, it will always be there to say that you have been part of this process. We're hopeful and excited for this challenge, but the idea of having a free carousel forever in Arnold Park with the playground, with all the amenities of the park, all the fields, the playground, the hiking trails, the walking trails, there's gazebos there. An entire family could go, have an entire day of fun with all different activities, and it's entirely free. So, and there's bathrooms. So we really hope that all of our community will come together in whatever way you can, because this is just such amazing opportunity. I can't believe it's become real, but we have such great people and we're so enthusiastic about doing it, but we need everybody to just pitch in whatever way that they can. Because just think about the outcome to have a carousel in Vestal, one of the original ones, fully restored forever. So I hope that you'll reach out, read our online article. There's a lot more information on there, and I hope that you'll be a part of our effort. With that, we have a lot of other good things going on. So we're also starting in Mittendorf Park, our first trial program of allowing dogs in parks. As most of our residents know, especially those with dogs, most of our parks do not allow dogs, with the exception of the rail trail and Jones Park. Yet statistically, about over 2/3 of our population has dogs. So I understand, and we're very mindful of all our residents. So me as a dog owner will say that I am the biggest advocate of being responsible, right? So we are going to try allowing dogs in Mittendorf Park for 2 months. So all the information is going to be on the website. But we do hope that everybody is very mindful of the rules and is courteous to everybody else for all our residents' sake, but also for the dogs' sakes, because dogs are wonderful. Sometimes they don't get along. So we do remind people that it is the law, it is town code in all areas of Bastril that you must leash and pick up after your dog. You also must keep your dog under your control. And I'm forgetting one other thing, but everything's going to be in the online article and everything will be a reminder in the park. And I really want to thank our DCO, Andrea Husband, and all of our personnel for pulling together for this trial period. Our police department, our highway department, our parks department, all of our personnel pulled together to ensure that there were extra patrols during this period. And Andrea has stepped up to reach out to people who they don't follow the rules. It's really important if we're going to allow this that everybody is courteous to one another, whether they own dogs, whether they don't own dogs. We all are members of this community, and we hope that everybody behaves that way on every level. Um, but um, but anyway, so we're going to try this. We hope it's going to be successful and it will be a permanent part of Mittendorf. And if that is successful, then we'll consider other parks, but everything will be an open discussion. So that if there's any issues or problems, we're going to deal with them along the way. We have the support of the police department. Andrea is fully involved. We can reach out, we can mitigate as we go along, and we can figure it out. But we will be mindful of every one of our residents. We do have a few other things, so. We want to remind everybody also that December 8th is the deadline. So if anybody owns property, or if there's any rental property in Vestal, and we're talking about residential properties. So we all know that there are houses that are owned sometimes by residents, sometimes by corporate entities. Regardless of the ownership, every rental property is required to register with the town. It is free, but it gives us a point person to contact if there's an issue. Our code department is fantastic. They give warnings. They say, you must correct this. So if there's an issue with the property, they give 30 days to comply and there's no penalty. If somebody does not register and is the owner of a property, then there is a penalty because that's a requirement. But our code department needs somebody to work with. We can't allow people to hide behind LLCs. Everybody needs to be responsible for the property that they own. Once again, we have some great people who rent here in residential areas. That's not an issue. But there are a lot of properties that are not taking care of properly. And as we all know, that when somebody buys a house, it is their lifetime investment. It is their everyday life, and it is literally money that they are putting into that forever. So their neighbors are really important to them. And our code department ensures that everybody complies with the town codes, which ensures that we remain a good community area so that that person's and that family's investment and their lifestyle that they bought into and they sacrificed to maintain, that is respected. So everybody respects each other, whether they own the property or whether they live in the neighborhood. So we just encourage everybody to meet the deadline by December 8th. And then we're going to move on to the quick highway announcements. Snow has begun, so we want to thank our highway department for being out there with our first snowfall. But also they want to remind people that with that, the leaf pickup ends. So they had to kick into snow cleanup mode. So the leaf pickup has ended for this year. They also want to remind people that the no overnight parking regulations have begun. And that is because a lot of the snow happens overnight and they have to plow the roads to make sure that everybody can get through. When cars are on the road, number one, in the middle of the night in icy and snowing conditions, it becomes dangerous for our drivers. But also they can't plow the areas that they need to plow. So please move your cars off the road, and make sure they're not in the roads so that they can plow the roads properly. And the highway department also requests that everybody who has basketball hoops on the road, please move them off the road. Maybe in the driveway, maybe in the back, somewhere else. Again, it's a hazard. I mean, it's going to land up breaking your hoop. but it's also a hazard for our drivers and does damage to trucks as well. And just a few quick ones from the Recreation Department. I want to thank them again for their mother-son ball this year, which was spectacular. It was truly a great first time ever from residents requested it. It was maximum capacity. Everybody had a great time, and I want to thank Patrick, Dulcie, Kelsey, and Ashley for putting it all together and making it happen. Just for our other residents, we are always conscious of making sure that our taxes are as manageable for our residents as possible. So programs like these and events like these pay for themselves. The ticket price pays for the event, and our personnel just put their labor and their love into making it real. And another few announcements. This Friday evening at 6:30 is the tree lighting, and that's on the Vestal Parkway. So please join us for that. The gingerbread house decorating will be on Saturday, December 13th. Please pre-register. They have to plan ahead. And there's only limited space. They have to get the kits. They have to be ready. And the last one is the father-daughter ball is coming up. Again, that will be on February 21st. And that will be at the DoubleTree. So please register online. Okay, with that, we're going to go on to the rest of the agenda. Thank you for your patience. We're going to start with the privileges of the floor, which is the first section in which a member of the public can speak. And this is for agenda items only. If any member of the public wish to speak about anything that's not on the agenda, there's another section at the back that you can speak to the board as well. But we're going to start with the agenda items only. And in both sections of the speakers, we do ask that every speaker only speak regarding town business, be respectful of all elected officials, town employees, members of the audience, and all other persons, not attack anybody personally, wait to be recognized, state their name and address before speaking, speak at the podium for no more than 3 minutes, be brief and to the point, address the comments to the board only speak during the designated public comment section. And then the residents will speak in entirety, but then we'll address them and answer them. So with that, does any member of the public wish to speak on an agenda item? Okay, so we're going to move on to resolutions and motions. We don't have any this evening. Public Works, Sue?
No report.
Thank you very much. And Finance, Sue?
Resolution authorizing agreement with the County Office for Aging for operation and lease space of the Vestal Senior Center, 201 Main Street, Vestal, for the term of 1/1/2026 to 12/31/2026. There will be no charge to the county for the use of the space.
Thank you. So can I have a motion?
So moved.
Thank you, Robert. And seconded?
Second.
Thank you, Matt. And any discussion? Okay, so all in favor?
Aye.
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 Any opposed? Thank you, and it's carried. And then
9.2,
Mhm.
resolution for approval of a sewer department budget amendment to transfer $87,892 from line S2071. Correction, S2701.2701 to line S8310-4581 to cover Endicott sewer invoice.
Thank you. Can I have a motion?
So moved.
Thank you, Glenn. And seconded?
Second.
Thank you, Matt. And any discussion? Okay, thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Any opposed? And it's carried. Thank you. And just for members of the audience or people who are watching the video, I just remind everybody, we discuss all these things on Mondays. So we do invite, it is a public session too. So if you see something on an agenda and want to speak to the board, you can come on Mondays. But by this point, we've already talked about everything. That's why it kind of goes quick. We take everything seriously and have the full discussions on Mondays. I'm sorry. So Sue, personnel,
No report.
thank you. And planning and zoning, Robert?
No report.
Thank you. And public safety, Sue?
Okay, 12.1, resolution for the town board to accept the donation in the amount of $8,700 from Broome County District Attorney's Office. This funding will be utilized to purchase and upfit an enclosed cargo trailer for the police department's child safety seat program. These funds shall be allocated to the police department's operation line A 3120 hyphen 4061 as the purchase is planned for 2025.
I have 4060, is that correct?
A 3120 4060.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Okay, thank you. So can I have a motion?
So moved.
I'll call it Robert. And Matt, would you second?
Second.
Thank you. And so any discussion? Thank you. So all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you, and it's carried. And Robert?
13.1, resolution for the supervisor to sign grant agreement CA 65-173 for the Broome County Youth Bureau regarding the sports program.
Thank you. So can I have a motion?
So moved.
Thank you, Matt. And seconded?
Seconded.
Thank you, Glenn. Any discussion? Thank you. So all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you, and it's carried. And Sue?
Receive and file. Warrants 47G 2025, 47G, 47C, 47M, 47T, 48G, 48C. General, G standing for weekly general operating expenditures, C weekly capital expenditures, M weekly health insurance claim expenditures, T weekly flexible spending account expenditures. In addition to that, change of tenant, Platinum Roofing and Construction, LLC, Broome County Tax Map Parcel 158.14-1-14, and the clerk's monthly report for November.
Okay. Yep. Okay, thank you. Sorry, it's not an agenda item.
And that's it for receive and file.
Okay, thank you. Just give me 1 second. Got it, 16.4. Okay, thank you. We'll get to that. We'll make the motion in a second and then we'll get to that in a minute. Okay, great. So we don't have any petition. Thank you, Sue. We don't have any petitions or protests. We don't have any old business, but we do have new business. So 16.1 is resolution authorizing the town supervisor to sign an agreement with the Broome County Humane Society Relief Association Incorporated. The term of the agreement is from January 1st, 2026 through and including December 31st, 2028. So can I have a motion?
So moved.
Thank you, Sue, and seconded.
Seconded.
Thank you, Robert. So any discussion? Okay, so all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you, and it's carried. And 16.2, resolution for the town board approval of a trial program to allow dogs in Middendorf Park. So can I have a motion?
So moved.
Thank you, Glenn, and seconded.
Seconded.
Thank you, Robert. Any discussion? Okay, so all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. So it's carried. And then now we're going to get to 16.4. We're going to start. We're going to get the two motions and then we're going to stop for discussion.
16.3.
Oh, 16.3, sorry, too quick. 16.3 is the resolution for the town board approval authorizing the supervisor to sign a grant application for invasive species abatement. Can't talk. Can I have a motion?
So moved.
Thank you. I'll take it, Sue, as you're the first, and Matt, will you second?
Second.
Thank you. So discussion. So everybody saw the particulars of it. The final, and everybody got a copy of the final one. So basically, the town already invests $5,000 a year to spray for invasive insects, basically, that destroy the trees in the parks. And we have a lot of great parks. And so one of our Conservation Committee members volunteered to write a grant for us and built into the grant so that we're spending the same cash amount of money, but our park supervisor is willing to step up for training and to put time and effort and labor into everything. So that, in other words, we're hoping for grant money. So I want to thank Carl Lippo for writing the grant for us. It absolutely is amazing. And Jeremiah for agreeing to the training and all the time and effort to help us to make this real. Fingers crossed if we get the money, but at least we're going to try. With that, can I, any other discussion? Okay, so all in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Thank you, and it's carried. Okay, now we'll move to 16.4. Thank you. So that we're going to pause at the discussion part, but we're going to start. So 16.4, which is a resolution for town board approval authorizing the supervisor to execute an intermunicipal agreement with the Village of Johnson City, providing space for Vestal Courts in consideration of payment by the town to the village in the amount of $66,000 per year. Can I have a motion?
So moved.
Thank you, Sue, and seconded.
Seconded.
Thank you, Glenn. So we're going to pause for discussion. And what is the,
Yeah, so if I could.
Mhm.
I'll make a few comments.
yes, please. Thank you.
So in order to, the proposal is to have the Vestal Courts relocate to the Village of Johnson City, which is allowed under General Municipal Law 5G because it's a contiguous municipality. So we do need an agreement in place. What's before you now is just a general resolution to allow the supervisor. Microphone is,
It's on here.
looks like it's on. Can you not hear me? Sorry.
We'll switch it out.
Can you hear me now? All right. So in any event, what we're doing is we're trying to put together an agreement, a contract. A draft lease has been sent over by the village attorneys for our consideration. The amount's okay. The amount I think is agreed upon at $66,000 per year. And that would get us use of their courtroom, which is an extensive, professional, nice courtroom, very large, and allows for the public to attend, which is a requirement. Our little courtroom was essentially decommissioned by the 6th District. They thought it was it did not comport with legal requirements for a public courtroom. And this is a makeshift what we're using right now in the town hall. Any event, so we are going to be putting together an agreement. A draft was sent over from the village attorneys. It has a few things that just need to be worked on. We have 3 attorneys working on it. The 6th District attorney wants to make sure that it complies with 5G so that it's authorized. Right now, it kind of reads as just a lease. That's being addressed. A couple of the particulars are being addressed too. That is essentially what is being provided to us by the village. What we know now is we're getting the courtroom, we're getting 2 offices for the judges. We have 2 judges that have their own offices. We're also getting a separate window with signage and a nice large office for the court staff. Also access to a jury room, which we don't have right now, and private bathrooms and a couple other amenities and some common areas, including public restrooms and lobbies and meeting spaces, that sort of thing. So that we pretty much are in agreement with that. We will move forward with this. What's being presented tonight is whether or not the board wishes to just authorize the supervisor to sign such agreement, or whether or not it's preferable to get it in front of us before it is voted on. I don't think it makes any difference whether we vote on it tonight or the 17th, which I think is our next meeting, because the agreement is supposed to be effective January 1st. The term is supposed to start on February 1st. Court operations are supposed to commence on March 1st, on or about. It is important to get it put together in December. I'm not positive it's critical whether we do it today or 2 weeks from now. That's up to the board, whether the board wants to take a look at the particulars before they vote on it. So that's, if that is the case, then somebody would have to make a motion to table to December 7th.
Thank you. And just a little history. So we've talked about this in a number of meetings. we tried everything possible, including considering renovations to keep our courts here. But we don't have the physical ability to provide everything that they need in terms of safety. And the physical layouts of a regular courtroom. We just don't have it and we can't make it. So that being said, this is the lease that we have to enter into, and the facilities there are very appropriate for courts. They're safety oriented. And until we can devise a long-term solution, this is what we need to do. But so what is the feeling of the board? Do you wish to table until the next, or do you want to vote in principle? Nothing is going to be signed until every board member agrees in principle that that agreement is okay. As always, when you give me the authority to sign, everybody sees it, says, okay, we're good, and then we go with the signature. We never do the opposite. So it's up to you guys.
As long as the monetary amount stays the same, I'm good for having you sign it.
Okay. Okay, Robert?
Yeah, as long as there's no changes in the cost and all the amenities we've talked to are already in place, then I don't see anything that would be a concern, but it'd be good to see it when it's finally available.
And so they're working out the final details, and the legal way and the way it's drafted is what the court district was involved in this whole discussion to ensure that our courts have appropriate facilities. And they've been great, but there's a legality in the way that we need to pass it, and everything has to be worded. So that's what they're going to be finalizing. If everybody is good, then we'll go for a vote. But with the understanding, of course, that everybody's going to see it. If there's, as always, if there's any hiccup in it, we don't sign anything. And then we get it rectified. And when it is rectified, it gets signed. Okay, so all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, good. Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah, we motioned and seconded, then we had the whole
Yeah,
discussion.
Sorry,
Thank you.
I forgot we have one more.
Yes, and then we have one more. So 16.5, which is a resolution for the town board approval authorizing the supervisor to sign a contract with Aptigee to enhance services on the town website at a cost of $5,000 per year. And can I have a motion?
So moved.
Thank you, Sue, and seconded.
Second.
Thank you, Matt. And just in the discussion part, just to explain what that is, there's an enhanced part that we didn't subscribe to that will enable us to have a town electronic newsletter. And that will give us the ability to send out to whoever wants to via email or via other methods, but they get to choose the method. They can sign up for emails and get more information from the town. So all the time, but our recreation department does the same. We write articles, we put information on, and we would just like to make it available to as many people as would be willing to read it. So it gives us a better mechanism to communicate with all our residents and to give them all the information that they want to have. So with that, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you, and it's carried. Supervisors' announcements, that I handled all in the beginning. So committee chair and comments. Does any committee chair have any comments? Updates?
Yes.
Thank you.
All departments are working to close out the books for 2025. Vestal EMS, police and fire continuing applying for and receiving grants to make public safety more affordable. They are also continually enhancing and upgrading their training to give our community a safe, healthy place to live.
Thank you. And just a reminder, all of our departments are very geared for cost efficiency and accountability. We finished our budget, we came in under the cap, but it was truly the work of every department head, every town board member, our comptroller, who's amazing, everybody who sat down, went over line by line in the budget to try to evaluate every cost and make this budget extremely realistic. But I can tell you on an everyday basis that all of our department heads try to be cost effective in whatever ways possible. We're fighting crazy numbers. but we will continue to do so as much as we can. And part of that effort is applying for grants. We saw some tonight. The effort to always to try to get grant money for the things that we would like for this town. The carousel is also the perfect example. We cannot and we should not take it out of tax money because there are some members of our community who have very little and some others who can afford to give. And so the way that we did the carousel, we hope that everybody can give what they can, but everybody can enjoy whether they have money or not. So, but all of our personnel are mindful, and I would just personally want to thank them for all their efforts all the time on an everyday basis to mind the pennies because they make dollars. So, Robert, did you have anything from your committees?
Just want to thank Carl for his work on that grant. Again, that was amazing.
Absolutely, and even our volunteers try to help us. So, thank you. So with that, we're going to go to the last section, which is the public comment section. And this is town business only, but it is for any non-agenda item. So again, the same rules apply. So does any member of the audience wish to speak on any town business? Okay, yes. Oh, we need a microphone. Because the video, they can't hear you on the video without a microphone. Thank you. I think we're ordering more. We went short because we had a new board member.
Thank you. John Phillip, Magnolia Drive. I would like to bring up an issue regarding our water department. I have called a few times and I'm not getting the calls back. I don't know if Mr. Groth doesn't want to lower himself to speak to a person who is calling 3 times and desperately asking for a callback, but I guess must be a reason. I brought up to the attention of obviously water department. Mrs. Messina should be aware of it, and Mr. Green the same. Some people like myself, retired, alone in a house, will not use the same amount of water as a different family which have 5, 6 people there. I kept record of my consumption. It amounts to less than 600 units per month or less than 2,000 units per month. Now, we have what is called a minimum charge, and there is nowhere in the world where you're going to be charged minimum if you are not using what you are consuming. So I'm desperately asking all of you to look at this issue. It's something important. It affects probably many people like myself and Vestal, retired widowers, and so on. And this should be solved. And the last point to the water department, it's the reading meter. If somebody who reaches into their 80s have to keep a light on that meter for 25, 30 seconds, something is wrong with this system. We have everything at our fingertips. So let's solve this problem. This is not a meter readable by somebody who goes and just reads the numbers. Please solve this problem. Thank you.
Thank you. And let me just explain because we have spoken about this. We can talk to Scott again too. So the water bills are made at different levels. So they have a minimum level for minimum usage, and then it goes in increments up depending on usage. And so if you use a lot more, you pay a lot more, and you pay proportionally. But we will talk to him about it if there's maybe at the minimum level, whether there's a graduated thing. or not. It'll be a discussion though. In practicality, I'm not sure what can or can't be done, but we will ask them and we will talk to them. The second thing about the meters, I'm not sure if all the residents are familiar with them. I learned it because I had asked about somebody else's water, so I learned a lot about the meters, and my own at the same time. So the new electronic meters, that were installed, anybody can read their own meter reading. So if you think you have a leak, you can monitor your own water supply use. And when you go to it, you just open the cover, and then you put a light on it, a flashlight, a phone light, doesn't matter. Whatever kind of light you put on it, and it takes like like 30 seconds to like kick in, and then you just see the numbers. So, and then if you track that, because we had another person who had something running that they were not aware of. And so they learned to do it too. So they were able to, when they fixed it, they were able to see that they fixed it and the problem was corrected. So you can read your own meter. It does take that 30 seconds to kick in. It is electronic and digital, and you can read it. But any resident can look at their own and see it, but it does take that 30 seconds and then it does work. I will discuss it again with him in terms of that, but I'm not sure he can change the mechanics of it, but I will talk to him about it again. Thank you very much. Does any other member of the audience wish to speak? Okay, thank you.
Question.
Mm.
You know,
Okay.
you have
Okay, I'm gonna have to ask you to wait 2 minutes because we're gonna take a break. But we try not to do the follow-ups only because whatever, but we will be happy to speak to you. Just give us 2 seconds. So with that, we're gonna move to go into hopefully brief executive session on the following topics: personnel, assessor, museum, and IT. So with that, can I have a motion? Thank you, Sue, and seconded,
Seconded.
Robert. Thank you. And so all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you, but we're gonna break for a minute, so come up and talk to us if you want, okay?